Alright, we have different roles here. We have a Season 11 Cup game for the round of 32. Yep, I believe the stream title is correct. This is going to be a crane mirror match. We have djinncito versus Jeremy, aka Doji Mizumi. Jeremy found 2 storehouses here, so he's already going to have a 2-card advantage. We see a Doji Challenger with 3 Fate and a Narishma with 1 Fate. He flipped over one of these cards, not sure which one. Guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, they have different roles here. Jeremy's on Seeker of Fire and djinncito is on Keeper of Air. Go ahead and get these deck lists open real quick. And he actually did find a Keeper Initiate already, which is pretty good. Doji Challenger going to attack Fire, it looks like. Ooh, finds Shameful Display though. So yeah, you just defend this because so the idea was to attack with Doji Challenger and then pull in the Narishma so he can't attack, but since it's Shameful now, you just defend and use Shameful. And now you're winning this by a pretty significant amount. So Jeremy could favorable ground home here, but that would of course be answered by a favorable ground on the other side. So this is pretty bad luck finding the Shameful Display here. Ooh, we see a Bonsai though. But yeah, the problem now is that djinncito will have his Voice of Honor turned on, and it will be very difficult for Jeremy to turn his on. Ooh, so the Keeper of Air deck. Oh wow, we see an Assassinate. If you have Voice of Honor, you definitely play that here to cancel that. It makes sense not canceling the Bonsai and just saving it for a higher impact card like the Assassinate. We'll see if he has it. That's why he played the Bonsai first. Ooh, Stand Your Ground. Okay, that works as well. You play the Bonsai first to try and bait out a cancel, and then you play the Assassinate. So Stand Your Ground means that he does not have the Voice of Honor in hand, because that is going to turn it off. We see a pass, so he's fine with just taking the loss on this conflict. Jeremy will just re-honor his challenger, so it'll be neutral again. That's not really a big deal. But yeah, I was about to say the Keeper deck is on Lion Splash. He has 3 Legion of 1, 3 Stand Your Ground. Ooh, Steward of Law, so this is going to get him the break here. We see a Bonsai though on Narishma, so he can double Bonsai now here, and that will actually put him in a winning position. I expect Jeremy to probably favorable ground. If he can't win, you favorable ground home with the... Not sure. Okay, he chooses the Steward of Law. Yeah, that's probably better. No Noble Sack in the Keeper of Air deck. That would have been a really good time to have Noble Sack, because he just hit Shameful with a 3 Fate Challenger. Hello, Hammertron. How's it going? So, let's see. 6 attachments. Pretty standard deck, I think, other than the Lion Splash, which is a little bit interesting. The Seeker of Fire deck is running Dragon Splash. We have 3 Let Go, 2 Fury. He does have a Noble Sack. He has 2 Admit Defeat. Interesting. That was a 1x Assassinate, so djinncito won't have to worry about assassinate for the rest of the game here. We see a political rival. Unfortunately, he only has one fate to put on this character. That could potentially leave him open to a Void Ring here. But he does have the Crane Stronghold to bow the Steward of Law potentially. He's going to find Magistrate Station. Ooh. So if he can just get the break on this, that's pretty good. And Jeremy would have to either have two-way the Cranes or... No, he can't run Soul Beyond Reproach because he's Seeker of Fire. So yeah, there's probably no way he's going to stand up this Challenger here. So yeah, getting the free break would be pretty good. He's going for the Airing as well. This will bring his Keeper Initiate into play. You could have also gone Water just to bow the Steward of Law. But getting the Keeper Initiate potentially lets you make a second attack, which is good. And that will be a military attack, so he can't get Crane boxed. Yeah, so that is going to be the free break. So that's a pretty big win for djinncito. He actually discards a Guest of Honor as well. That's really good. And yeah, there is the Keeper Initiate. So he now has 2 rings. And Jeremy would very much like to get a Void Ring if he can, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to. He needs some kind of political buff for the Steward of Law, so that it doesn't just get bowed. Ooh, he has another Steward of Law. And an Ornate Fan, nice. So he puts an Ornate Fan on the Steward with 1 fate, and then he's just going to go ahead and attack with that. He can attack Shameful Display since it's already been used this turn. The other provinces are Magistrate Station, Upholding Authority, and Manicured Garden. Yeah, you definitely can't risk hitting Magistrate Station. That would be pretty bad. If he has a way to honor the Nourishma, he could stand and then get a second break. So yeah, he is going for the Void Ring here. And you can't really defend this, right? Like, you might just have to give up the political rival here, which definitely feels bad. But you can at least get an Earth Ring, and you'll still have the Nourishma. Yeah, we see no defense pass, so he's going to give up this break on Shameful, actually. And the political rival will get Void Ringed, so a little bit unfortunate there. That Jeremy had those cards. But yeah, he will go for the Earth Ring here. That's definitely pretty powerful. It'll bring it to 7 cards to 5. Ooh, finds Shameful Display. This is actually good, because the only character who can defend is the Steward of Law, and he can't dishonor the Keeper Initiate. He will be able to honor himself, though, which will turn on Voice of Honor if he has it. Hey, Arash, how's it going? But, of course, this character will be leaving this turn. It will also get him an honor back, which is pretty important since he assassinated there and got air-ringed, so he's already down to 5 honor on turn 1, which is not really ideal. So the 1 honor will definitely help. I think he was running Keeper at PAX. Yeah, seems like a lot of Cranes have been going back and forth between Seeker of Fire and Keeper of Air. Keeper of Air, of course, lets you run Soul Beyond Reproach, which is just a very, very strong card. But Seeker of Fire lets you run Feast or Famine. And you also get the Seeker Fate for your 2 Fire Provinces, which is pretty nice. So, both of them pretty strong rolls. I think once Feast or Famine does go on the restricted list, we will probably see more Keeper of Air. Like, Soul Beyond Reproach is just such a good card, and you get the extra influence as well, which is always nice. Like, it does make your province row a little bit weaker, but I don't think it's really a big deal. Like, you just run upholding in your row and you're fine. So we see a Way the Crane attempted here. A Voice of Honor is going to cancel that. That would have turned off Voice of Honor. Ooh. So Jeremy plays a Bonsai, but that's countered with a Legion of One. And he chose not to lose the honor there. Oh, did he choose to do Way the Crane on the rival? Let me go back. Way the Crane to honor political rival. Yeah, that's a bit strange. Oh, you know what it was? I think he has another Stand Your Ground in his hand, so he was going to try to keep the political rival in play till next turn. But yeah, that is going to be the break on Shameful Display thanks to that Legion of One, and he discards a Menacing Iron Warrior, which is pretty good. He actually, wow, he has 3 Menacing Iron Warriors in his deck. 1 Fumiki, 3 Warrior, 3 Rival, 3 Stewart. Interesting. Usually only see people running 1 Menacing Iron Warrior at most. Its ability isn't really that helpful, but being a Crane character with 2 Glory and having 3 military skill, which is something Crane is a bit lacking in, is pretty decent. Yeah, Crane with Lion Splash, definitely interesting here. Stand Your Ground and Legion of One at 3 copies each. We see an Asami and a Kalo Delegate. And then there's a Cautious Scout. They're going to drop the bids a little bit since Mizumi is low on honor. He'll get to take 1 back here. But yeah, Mizumi's board is a little bit scary now. But he has 0 fate, which is good, so he won't be able to play too many cards out of his hand, probably. So Cautious Scout going to attack, he finds Feast or Famine. That is going to be a Seeker Fate for Jeremy, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Any province he goes to will get him money. Well, if he Cautious Scouted into the other one, which is Manicured, correct? Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to use Manicured because it's Cautious Scout. So this is actually bad luck for djinncito finding the Feast or Famine, because now he gets the Seeker Fate no matter what. It's good if he can break it, obviously, but we'll see. We see a Goblin Sneak played at home here. Okay, so Goblin Sneak is going to take that fate that he got, so that works out. And we see a Legion of One on the Cautious Scout. Ooh, so he is going for the break here. He's not going to remove the fate. He is 5-1. Ooh, for shame. So good thing he didn't remove the fate. You could favorable ground in the Goblin Sneak if you want to get the ring effect, but that would just bow the Calo Delegate, so not really a big deal. Like, he just went water for the Fate mainly, right? Yeah, and you're bowing the Steward of Law anyway, so the only downside to this is that you didn't get the break. Other than that, you're probably pretty happy with it. Um, it will be tough to defend against these two Crane attacks, though, from Jeremy. If he could dishonor Asami somehow, that would be pretty good. And then he could just crane box her. Let's see, what could he be thinking about? He has 4 fate. I don't know what conflict character he would want to play here, though. Ooh, okay, so he does favorable ground in. Um, so he'll essentially just be, yeah, so his Goblin Sneak gets bowed now, but he trades that for the bow on the Calo Delegate, which is pretty okay. And he does get the ring, which will help him keep favor, potentially. Looks like we're seeing Political Fire with Asami going at, ooh, finds Magistrate Station. So I would definitely, ooh, wow, no defense. Is he going to play, so this might be where he plays a conflict character. We could see a second political rival. We could see a Fumiki. Yes, we do see Doji Fumiki here. Feels like an overcommit, the Goblin Sneak. I mean, I think it's fine because Goblin Sneak, that was his military attack, so Goblin Sneak couldn't. Alright, what was I saying? Yeah, he wasn't going to get another military attack. Ooh, wow, Soul Beyond Reproach. That's a little bit unfortunate that he had to use that there. Hasn't drawn any Way of the Cranes or Court Games, I guess. But we do see a pass, so he is going to win that on defense. And that means he's going to get to ready Fumiki here. So now he can attack with Fumiki on political. She has 5 strength now, which is nothing to sneeze at. And then he can save Narishima for the defense. Narishima is going to flip a Calo Delegate, sure. So you have to go at Manicured now, which is a little bit unfortunate because he will be getting a Fate back. You can't really go at Feast or Famine though, right? Seems pretty bad. And you're probably just gonna go for the Earth Ring. You could go Void as well. But Earth just seems very good. Yeah, I think you definitely go Earth here. Because the hand sizes are really low. It's 4 to 5, so if you get an Earth Ring, it'll be 3 to 6. So you'll have twice his hand size instead of just being up 1 card. Whereas Void, I mean, Void is still good, right? Like, it makes one of these characters leave 1 turn earlier, but you're not really going to see that effect actually do much for a couple more turns anyway. It does also deny the Void Ring from him, so he can't Void off like your Fumiki, but there's a good chance you're going to win that conflict on defense anyway, especially if you discard a strong card with Earth. So yeah, I think you go Fumiki Earth into Manicured. Ooh, wait, what's this? Okay, wait. This is kind of weird. So he's actually going Narishma at Feast or Famine with Earth. I guess? Like, he's not going to break this. If you went at Manicured with Fumiki, though, you would have gotten a break there, right? Huh. So, if he didn't have the favor, this would obviously be bad, because he would just get bowed with the Stronghold, but since he does have the favor, the Stronghold doesn't actually do anything. Well, it does something. It gives him -1 skill, but that doesn't really do anything as it stands. But yeah, Fumiki is 1 less military than the Narishma. Yeah, let's see how this goes, I guess. I mean, I don't think it's a bad play, right? Okay, we see a fine katana. Playing that so that it doesn't get discarded with the Earth Ring. Let's see if he plays anything else. Nope. So what is the Earth Ring going to find? Ooh, finds a political rival. That's pretty good. But Jeremy does have 3 copies of each of these 3 conflict characters here. So still 2 each of those left. But I mean, discarding a rival is always nice. We see Challenger attack Magistrate Station now. Seems good. Contesting Void. Yeah, so this is the potential problem with going Earth, is that now he can go Void. Oh, wait. I completely forgot that Fumiki has an ability. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense now. The Doji Challenger was dishonored, so you can just bow it with Fumiki. That's fair. So yeah, I think that actually was the correct play. But again, he's not going to get the break because of that. And they're tied up. They're both at 0 fate now. But Mizumi's board has a lot more fate. He re-honors the challenger with the delegate as well. So, ooh. djinncito finds 2 guests of honor, though. So, yeah, I think we do. Only 1 fate on it. I don't know if I like that. He does get the passing fate. I would have wanted to put like 2 fate on this, right? I'm not sure. I feel like putting 1 fate on everything is going to catch up to him, right? Because his board is just going to start clearing out, and Jeremy's board is not. So, djinncito will have to start getting some Void Rings or something so he can even this up a little bit on board. He is, of course, still up 3 cards and 5 honor, which is pretty good. 1 fate as well. We see a Way of the Crane on Kaizen here. That is going to turn on his Voice of Honor, if he has any of those in his hand. There's a Way of the Crane on Guest of Honor, though. It's going to turn it back off. You could have waited to do that in a conflict that the Guest of Honor was participating in, but doing it now is fine. Ooh, we see Imperial Palace on a Broken Province as well, so he will be keeping the favor this turn, it looks like. Mizumi going first with a Doji Challenger is pretty good, though. He can attack with Challenger and pull in the Guest of Honor on a military attack at the Magistrate Station. Seems good. Yeah, so going at Magistrate Station with skill 10, which is a lot. If you have a For Shame in your hand and you defend with Fumiki, that turns For Shame into just bow a character, because if he dishonors it, you bow him anyway. He would still be breaking though, so you would need more than that. I guess you could throw the Goblin Sneak in there as well. We'll see what the defense is here. Like, you expect him to pull in the Guest of Honor, right? I mean, it depends on what's in his hand. How many Four Shames has he played? No Four Shames. He has them in his deck, right? Yes, he does. So... let's see. He hasn't played any Katanas yet, either. If he does have some of those, then he might just defend with the Guest of Honor. That also turns off any Crane events on the other side, like Admit Defeat or Bonsai. Okay, this is another possible defense. This way, if he has a Force Shame, he can prevent the break, I think. He definitely wants to keep this Magistrate Station alive so that he can keep unbowing his characters. Ooh, going for the Void Ring. I like that a lot. Like I was saying earlier, djinncito only has one character with Fate, and it only has one Fate on it. Oh wow, for shame, he chooses to dishonor. Maybe he has Away the Crane? Interesting. But yeah, if he voids this Guest of Honor, then everything on this side of the board clears, unless he plays Stand Your Ground. Ooh, we see Kaizen initiate a duel on Fumiki. He wins the duel. So, okay, so Doji Challenger gets sent home, but she's still unbowed. Interesting. So that's why he chose to dishonor there. We see a Steward of Law with one Fate, so he's winning but not breaking now. Ooh, Jeremy has his own Steward of Law, though. But another, wow, Steward of Law Wars right here. Does he have the third one? Nope, he passes. But that is going to be the Void Ring onto the Guest of Honor. Of course, I think that based on the play earlier where djinncito tried to Weigh the Crane a Zero Fate rival, I think he has Stand Your Ground in his hand. So he should probably be able to keep this Guest of Honor for another turn here. But yeah, he won't be able to void the Doji Challenger now, since the Void Ring was taken. Jeremy might have the Voice of Honor, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I believe it is part of the cost. No, it's not actually. So yeah, as long as he chooses to discard the guest of honor first, he wouldn't be able to voice of honor that. Because it's not a part of the cost, it's just a replacement effect. That's interesting. So guest of honor going at this feast or famine. I mean, if you break this now, then you shouldn't have put one fate on the Steward of Law, right? It's a little bit interesting. So, skill 6 here. I mean, this will put him on Stronghold. The unopposed airing would also bring him down to 3 honor. And he would get a Keeper Initiate as well. So, that seems alright. Plus, there was a fate on the airing. It's always nice. We see a defense with a Sami. So, I mean, the thing about this is, like, I feel like this is what djinncito wants, right? You want him to defend, and then you don't break, and then you just get the airing. And then he doesn't get to use a Sami either. Yeah. So he's still going to get the airing, he still gets his Keeper Initiate here. And now, Jeremy, if he wants to attack again, he has to go political with this Dishonored Challenger. That could be good if he has a Court Games. And he can pull in the Cautious Scout if he doesn't defend. But djinncito will still be able to poke the Crane's Stronghold, which is entrenched position with the Goblin Sneak, no matter what. And he can get either Earth or Fire. Both of those are pretty strong. I think Mizumi should go... I'm thinking maybe he should just go Fire and dishonor this guest of honor, so there's no chance for him to stand your ground it. Like, he'll just have a much... Oh wait, no, he can't poke the Stronghold, sorry, he didn't break Feast. But he can still get a free ring effect. Actually, if you attack with Doji Challenger, he hasn't used his Stronghold yet, so he just boxes you, and then he has favor, so he wins. Yeah, so he's just going to pass that conflict there. We see Keeper Initiate, attack, Feast, or Famine. Maybe. I think if you send anyone here, you send the Goblin Sneak, because, well, I guess you have the Palace, so you're not worried about favor anyway. Going for Earth. That Feast or Famine with skill 1. We see Defense with skill 3. Maybe he has a Katana he's going to put on this Keeper. Ooh, okay, he plays Legion of 1. And he is going to remove the Fate. So this puts him at 7 to 3. So a Bonsai would not even be enough. Of course, this is a break on Feast or Famine. So he will be able to steal the Fate from the Steward onto the other Steward. Discards admit defeat at random, that's fine. Oh, wait. I think he did that in the wrong order, but Jeremy just didn't have the Voice of Honor. You should choose to discard Guest of Honor first, so that when you play the Stand Your Ground, the voice is still turned off. but it looks like he just didn't have it. Only 3 cards in hand. But yeah, look at the difference in the board state here. This is pretty big. We see, wow, Yoshi with 1 fate. I'm really not sure why. Like, this seems like a thing that djinncito has been doing this whole game, is just putting 1 fate on his characters. And it doesn't really seem like the right move. Jeremy is just going to go ahead and pass because his board is so much bigger already. Ooh, wow. So he's going to go all in at the stronghold with political air. Yeah, I mean, this seems good. You get 2 keeper initiates, you bring him down to 2 honor. That is kind of the one thing that he has going for him right now, is that he's honor pressuring Jeremy super hard, and he is already on the stronghold as well. And he does have this magistrate station still, so if he can honor Yoshi here, he can just stand him back up. Plus he gets to draw cards with the favor. And Kaizen doesn't really do much with the favorable ground here. Oh, switching to fire maybe. Okay. So that implies that he maybe does not have a way to honor in his hand, and he's just going to use the firing to honor Yoshi. I mean, it's fine either way. We see a political rival come down here. That's the other nice thing about the favorable ground, is that if Jeremy's just going to win this conflict, he can just move home. He is going to draw 3 cards with the favor, so that makes it more likely that he finds a way to honor a character here. If he can honor this Yoshi, that's really strong. Yeah, he did find a court games there. Very nice. So what he could even do here is he could move home the guests of honor with the favorable grounds and then stand Yoshi. The problem is if Jeremy has a court games in his hand and you move home the guest. Ooh. We see a 4 shame to dishonor political rival. Interesting. What is the plan here? Is he just going to double 4 shame it? It's not enough to break. Oh, okay, he has a Fumiki. That's strong. Yeah, now it's just breaking because he bows the political rival. That's -6, so it's 9 to 16, so he's winning by 7, so that's exactly enough. Yeah. And since the guest of honor is here, Jeremy cannot play any cards. He could use the Kaizen duel, but because of the favorable ground, I don't think that would be enough. I mean, that's the only thing you can do here. So if you duel Fumiki, that's 4 to 3. So you would need 8 more. He could move Yoshi back in, but then Guest of Honor wouldn't be there, so you could play a card. I think that's your only chance, is if you have a card in your hand, you Kaizen duel the Fumiki, and then Guest of Honor's gone. Oh, right. Kaizen's duel is your opponent chooses. So that doesn't even work actually, because you just choose Guest of Honor. Yeah, so I don't think there's actually any way for him to win. Or you could choose Yoshi, I guess, and just bid to win, and then he just gets sent home. Because they're both at 5 right now. So you just bid 5, and then you... Worst thing that happens is you tie, and then you just still win. Oh yeah, you could play a fan, that's true. We do see the duel. He chooses Guest of Honor, and then moves Yoshi back in. So 13 to 4, so he's winning by 9. So a fan would not even be enough now. He would need 2 fans. And he only has 2 left in his deck. He does have 3 more Fate, actually. You could play a conflict character, I guess. But that would have to be... That would have to be exactly the 3rd political rival. Yeah, looks like that is going to be a good game. Didn't have the cards he needed there, only 4 cards in hand. So, well played there. I was complaining the whole game about him putting only 1 Fate on characters, but I guess it worked out. So djinncito will move on to the top 16, and he will play against Evan. So that will be Phoenix versus Crane. Should be pretty good. But yeah, that's going to do it for this game. So I guess that's it. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.